Differences and similarities of Admiralty law and Rhodian law and the European influences on both. What if the rules of the sea shape the way nations interact with each other today? The story of maritime law starts thousands of years ago with the Rhodians and has continued to evolve through the ages. How did a law from an ancient island and a medieval empire come to govern the oceans? Let's dive into the fascinating journey of Rhodian law and Admiralty law and how they still influence the world today. Rhodian law overview. Imagine it's 900 BC and the Mediterranean is buzzing with ships. The island of Rhodes stands at the crossroads of trade. To regulate this traffic and resolve disputes at sea, Rhodian law was born. It was one of the earliest codified systems of maritime law. But what made it so important? The key principle that stands out is the law of jettison. Picture this: you're a ship captain and a massive storm hits. To save the ship, you must throw some of the cargo overboard. But who pays for the lost cargo? Rhodian law had the answer. Everyone whose cargo was saved had to compensate the one whose goods were sacrificed. This principle, the law of jettison, became the bedrock of maritime law for centuries. Rhodian law wasn't just about this one principle, though. It was a comprehensive set of rules governing everything from trade to disputes between merchants. Its reach extended far beyond Rhodes, influencing the laws of ancient Greece, Rome, and eventually even Byzantine maritime law. Rhodian law set the stage for what would become the international rules of the sea. Admiralty law overview. Fast forward to medieval Europe. The seas are teeming with pirates, merchants, and explorers. As trade grows, so does the need for a structured legal system. Enter Admiralty law. While Rhodian law laid the groundwork, Admiralty law took things to a whole new level. It wasn't just about compensating merchants. It also addressed navigation, shipping contracts, and disputes among sailors. Admiralty courts first appeared in England during the 14th century. These courts had their own rules, separate from the land-based legal systems. Why? Because the sea was unpredictable, and the issues that arose on it were unlike anything happening on land. One wrong decision at sea could mean the difference between life and death. This specialized system of Admiralty law expanded as European empires grew. The English, Spanish, and French all adopted it to manage their vast maritime empires. Over time, it became the backbone of international maritime law. Today, Admiralty law governs everything from shipping lanes to environmental regulations and piracy. Key differences. So, what's the difference between Rhodian law and Admiralty law? It comes down to scope and evolution. Rhodian law was primarily focused on trade and protecting merchants within the Mediterranean. It was more localized, a product of its time and geography. Admiralty law, on the other hand, grew with the expansion of European empires. It wasn't just limited to trade. It evolved to handle everything from international shipping disputes to criminal matters like piracy. Admiralty courts had the power to address issues across vast distances and were crucial to maintaining order as nations like England and Spain built their empires. Another difference. Rhodian law was mostly customary. It was passed down through generations and wasn't always written down. Admiralty law, on the other hand, became codified with formal courts and written procedures. It also grew to encompass a broader range of issues, such as insurance and personal injury claims for sailors. Key similarities. Despite these differences, Rhodian law and Admiralty law share some core principles. Both aim to protect commerce and navigation, ensuring that merchants, sailors, and shipowners could operate fairly and safely on the seas. The idea of shared loss, the law of jettison, continued into Admiralty law, though it evolved into a more complex system of liability and insurance. Both laws also addressed the need for a structured process to resolve disputes at sea. Whether it was a disagreement over cargo or the fallout from a pirate attack, these legal systems provided a framework to ensure fairness. They recognized that the sea presented unique challenges and that special rules were needed to address them. European influences. How did Europe shape these two legal systems? In short, heavily. Rhodian law influenced Roman law, and through Rome, it became part of Byzantine and later European maritime traditions. When the Romans conquered Rhodes, they absorbed its maritime laws, which later became part of the foundation for Roman maritime law. Admiralty law, on the other hand, was shaped by the growth of European empires. England, France, and Spain adapted the principles of earlier maritime laws, such as Rhodian law and Roman law, to fit their needs. The Napoleonic Code also played a role in shaping modern admiralty law across Europe. Today, international treaties like UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, ensure that admiralty law has a global reach. If you found this dive into maritime law fascinating, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep exploration into the stories that shape our world.